Hello everyone. In this session, we are going to deal some topics related to causes of accidents, why it is important to have the safety education, what are the safety precautions to be followed, and also some factory acts. Okay, so let us tell why the safety education is important. The importance of safety industrial plants cannot be overemphasized. Modern, modern industry with its sophisticated techniques of manufacture often poses the problem of safety in industrial establishments. In spite of vast progress made in direction to prevent industrial accidents, accidents do take place due to different reasons. So why the safety education is important here? This safety education is concerned with increasing employees' knowledge about accident prevention. The purpose of education is to induce care in the usage of dangerous tools and equipment in carrying out risky operations. Safety education involves the following points. Con- Conducting instructional classes either in the industries or outside. Conducting meetings in which analysis of previous accidents may be made and the causes of such accidents are found out to avoid reoccurrence of accidents. Exhibiting safety rules and precautions by posters and films to remind the workers of particular accident. Visiting exhibitions of factory workers which help them to be safe. Explaining the importance of safety till the employees are safety conscious. Holding regular safety meetings and conducting safety week, safety month or safety year. Crossing mark all accidental areas, giving rewards to the workers who work safely without meeting an accident. So for these, the safety education is important. So unless we are going to follow all these safety precautions and measures, even though some accidents are going to occur. So let us discuss what is an accident. So accident may be defined as an event detrimental to the health of man, suddenly occurring and originating from external sources and which is associated with the performance of a paid job, accompanied by an injury by an injury followed by disability or even death. In simple words, the accident can be defined as any injury which the worker suffers in the course of employment. Statistics shows that 98% of accidents can be avoided and only 2% of accidents cannot be prevented. These accidents may be caused due to improper working conditions, improper acts of workers. So they are categorized in two cases, improper working conditions and improper acts of workers. So under these categories here, we are going to have some causes of accidents. Let us see some points which leads to causes of accidents. Lifting. Whenever the worker is going to lift some heavy loads, if it places, the heavy load is going to be placed on the worker. Due to this, he may fall on the ground and he may cause some danger. And fatigue of the worker. So fatigue of the worker, whenever the worker suddenly faints due to some health problem, when he is operating any machine, it may also cause the accident. And due to dehydration also, if the working environment is very hot, at regular intervals, the worker has to take some water. So this the hot weather leads to the dehydration of the worker, so that he has so this dehydration problem also creates some pain, and due to this also he may suffer some problem. And poor lighting, due to poor lighting conditions, which results to the working condition. Due to poor results, if he may not observe the lighting, he may observe the mechanical structures or any machine tool operating kits, then it may lead to accident. So we have to ensure that the lighting is properly done at working place. And whenever the person is going to work with hazardous materials like acids, harmful chemicals, heavy metallic substance like iron particles. So with that material also cause with the, he may cause some accidents. So acts of workplace violence. So where acts of workplace violence due to this also, whenever the workplace is not correctly equipped, it is not properly ventilated, or it is not properly wired, it may cause some dangers. And due to trips and falls in the electricity, it also cause some short circuit. Due to this, fire accidents may take place. And due to stress of the person, whenever the mental condition of worker is not properly, then eh, he may not deliver the he may not able to deliver his duty in a correct manner. And due to absence of mind, he may misfunction the equipment. Due to this, some accident is going to be occur. So bad environment conditions, improper disposal of waste products, all this relates with along with this, we're also having some more causes: defective and slippery floors, inadequate rest pauses or breaks between the working hours, poor housekeeping means without a ventilation, without lighting condition, without sanitary facilities. This also change the person's mind. It is not pleasant for the worker to work in a place. So it also leads to some accident. Unsafe storage of inflammable liquids and gases. When there is not a proper safety and storage, when there is not storage, if we are not having a proper storage of inflammable liquids like petrol, gasoline, and some gases, that it may lead to the fire accidents. If there are any loose electrical installations also, it may lead to some fire accident. Use of old and obsolete machinery. Whenever the machinery is not replaced, even though it is not working good, it also causes some harm. Recklessness of worker. When the worker is not attentive, and due to carelessness of the worker also, you may have some accidents in the working place. Failure to use personal protective devices and not following the safety precautions. Along with these with conditions, if the person doesn't follow any safety precautions, or if he doesn't use any protective devices while operating the machines or while operating in the enterprise, he may suffer from the accident. So safety education. Why? What are the safety precautions to be followed? The first thing is keep work areas clean. We have to ensure that working area should be clean and neat and tidy. Use the proper tool for the job. Always wear the proper PPE, that is personal protection equipment for the work task. Never work on live equipment. Live equipment is nothing but where the current is going to pass through the wire. Make sure chemicals are properly labeled and stored. In chemical industry, we have to ensure that suppose in the manufacturing process, we are going to use the chemicals. We have to ensure that the chemicals are properly sealed, properly labeled and stored. Communicate hazards to the other persons. We have to communicate the hazards or dangerous things to the other person so that it can prevent the accident. Stop work when needed to address hazards. So whenever there is a hazard, if you notice any hazard, then you have to stop the work immediately so that we can prevent the accident. Cross marking all accidental areas. Suppose if you observe the accidents in earlier cases, then we have to cross mark all the areas. Then we can able to prevent the accidents. If you observe, this is in this picture. These are the persons who are going to work in the industry. Here they are going to wear some protection, personal protection equipment. So they are going to wear the mask, which is made up of some metallic structure, and it is see here they have wear some blouses, even shield. Their body is covered with some uh, dress code. So by this, he can able to prevent the uh, dangerous things which are going to happen. So even though he exposed to this welding, when the sparks are going to come out, he cannot able to expose to the dangers. So this is the protection kit, so that he can prevent the danger. He can protect his eyes. He can protect his body, so that he can perform the work in a smooth manner. So how we can prevent the accidents? And next one, coming to the next topic, Indian Factory Act. So Indian Factory Act has, I mean, has come into force. So this act was came in 1948. So this act serves to assist in formulating national policies in India with respect to occupational. Mainly, it is going to bother about the occupational safety as well as health issues of the workers in factories and dogs in India. It deals with various problems concerning safety, health, safety issues, health, efficiency, and well-being of the persons of the workplaces. This act is administered by the Ministry of Labour and Employment in India through its Directorate General, its Factory Advice Service and Labour Institute, and by the state governments through their factory inspectorates. So let us see some features of this Indian Factory Act. So Indian Factory Act, the main objective of this Indian Factory is to secure health, safety, welfare, proper working hours, leaves, and other benefits for workers employed in the factory. This act is applicable to all the workers. It is applicable to all the factories using power and employing 10 or more workers, and if not using power, employing 20 or more workers on a day of preceding 12 months. So here there are some provisions of this Indian Factory Act. So here there are some health conditions. Regarding health conditions, safety conditions, welfare conditions, working hours, leave with wages, and accidental occupational diseases, employment of women and young persons, dangerous occupations. So here the act specifies that before a factory can be started, health provisions. Regarding health provisions, see here, this act prescribes health provision, health conditions, whether the workers, it is going to maintain the health of the workers and reducing the possibilities of injuries to their bodies. And safety conditions here it is ensure whether the working place is covered with proper safety and whether it is ensuring proper uh, conditions like fencing of machinery, working on or near machinery in motion, casing of machinery. So like that is going to identify hose or lifts, lifting machines, chains, ropes, and lifting tackles, revolving machinery, excessive weights. So regarding welfare conditions, welfare provisions under welfare provisions is going to bother about the washing facilities, where they where there is a facility of drying their clothes, lifting their clothes while doing, and sitting facilities, first aid appliances, canteens for refreshment, shelter, restrooms and lunchrooms, creches, welfare offices. So, and regarding working hours, here it ensures no adult worker shall be required or allowed to work in a factory for more than 48 hours in a week or more than 9 hours in a day. This is the limit for the work. And no worker shall work for more than 5 hours before he has an interval at least half an hour. That means should not work continuously 5 hours. He has to take a break. And regarding holidays, so here he or the person who is going to have can have a holiday for a whole day or one of the 3 days immediately before or after the Sunday. Thus, no worker shall work more than 10 days continuously without a holiday. Overtime wages. When a worker works for more than 9 hours in a day or for more than 48 hours in any week, he shall entitled to wages at the rate of twice his ordinary rate of wages. Here we are going, if he do the extra work, then he is going to pay the wages. Even though he is going to take the leave, he can able to have the wages in the holidays also. So whenever when employment of women and young persons, no child here he can this provision provides further restriction to female workers that no woman shall be employed in any factory except between 6 a.m. and 7 p.m. So, if, for example, the woman is going to work, then the working hours are from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. So, in the case of employment of young person, no child has to be recruited or unless he completed 14th year. So, he should not allowed to work in any factory unless he completed 14 years. This is also a provision. Accidental and occupational diseases. For example, in a factory accident resulting in death or causes of any body injury due to which the person injured is prevented from working for a period of 48 hours or more than this period, manager of the factory shall send an intimation to the factory inspector within the prescribed time. So even dangerous operations in if any operation carried on factory exposes any worker to a serious type of bodily injury, poisoning or disease, the state government may declare that operation to be dangerous and may ask for the provision of proper safeguard and if necessary may prohibit or restrict the use of material. So these are the provisions of Indian Factory Act. So in the next section we will read some other acts like ESI Act and Industrial Dispute Act. With this I am closing this session.